Shalom, shalom, shalom. Right. All praises, honor, and glory. All right. First thing and foremost, lower this back. All right. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Pakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and a great millstone. Um, to all you Akim out there pushing this truth. All right. Shalom to you, very few Aquaf that's out there listening and learning. Going back to the names. Yahweh being the Heavenly Father name, all right, which means He is or He exists, by Hashem, which means coming in the name of what the world ignorantly calls JC or Jesus Christ. His name is not Jesus Christ. It's not Yeshua. It's not Yehoshua. It's not Jesus Christos. It's not Yeshaya, Ashaya, Yah, or Hashem. All right, it's not none of that. All right, his name is Yahweh Shai. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right, are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. And the name, again, the name Yahweh Shai, which means He saves or He delivers. All right, so He is the Savior or He is the deliverer. And again, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are the true biblical Hebrew Israelites. As you see, it's another day that I'm supposed to be at camp, and an incident has happened. My fucking car don't start, and I don't have I don't I do not I don't think that I have well, I don't have it. I don't have my I have like this little portable car charger. Okay, I don't have it because I believe one of my loved ones have it, and they're gone right now. They're not here. So it just that just fucked up my whole thing. So I'm doing another sit down, but I'm kind of tired of just like, every Sunday, even though the weather has been fucked up, I will say that the weather has been messed up. So the sit downs, but it ain't nothing like going out, So it hurts me when I'm not able to. And in this situation, I feel like I almost could have avoided it. Um, but like all my lights come on in my car and everything, it just don't start up. And I was just driving like probably like 3-4 days ago. Um, but anyway, that's what I'm gonna try to do. Well, what I'm going to do is Wednesday morning. I'm just going to go and camp. So I do it Wednesday morning, same time, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. or 8 to whatever, and yeah. So yeah, man, that's a bummer. I'm pretty pissed off right now. I ain't gonna lie, you can probably tell. But we about to get into these scriptures though. All right, or the scriptures that I was that I was gonna have for camp or whatever. All right, now we seen that the president, all right, um, all right, of Venezuela had got captured. All right, and he in New York getting processed or whatever the case may be. He going through all these things. I want to read this one time because this devil, man, this devil can't stop taking. And you know, the things that's about to happen to Esau Edom, it's about to be real bad, and to you 2/3 so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, because you don't want to repent. You don't want to come back to the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah and do the right thing. All right, but this right here, this is Micah chapter 2 and verse 1 though, and it says, "Woe to oppressors," right? Is the head. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds when the morning is light, and they practice it because it is in the power of their hand, and they covet fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man in his heritage. All right, dude had swooped in there, uh, grabbed him and his wife while he was asleep, at night, and that's what they do, man. They work evil upon their beds, man. All right, and then when it's in the morning, when the morning is light, they practice it. They go ahead and go forth. All right, hey, it was at nighttime, 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, I was up. I was up. I was just I probably woke up about maybe like a couple hours before or something like that. And I had seen it. I was like, oh, let me hurry up and put this up. Like on on my YouTube or whatever, and put it up on the news or whatever. So yeah, man, this devil, that's what he gonna keep doing. All right, he gonna take as much as he can. Now this devil talking about from going people talking about Nigeria and stuff like that. Well, DJT, he was talking about matter of fact, I'm just gonna let the video talk, and I ain't even gotta talk about it. You feel me? Because I got it up on my channel. I'm just gonna let y'all hear it. All right. Let me go to my channel right quick. And depending on if I get interrupted in this lesson, and if I gotta make a part 2, I will. Because I'm already I've been for some reason, man. Y'all, well, you brothers know how it is. You know, I've been going through a lot of temptations lately. A lot of things, a lot of hell been a lot of hell been hitting my life. Like not like nothing too crazy or anything like that, but it's like, damn, this happened. Then the next day, damn, this happened. The next day, damn, this happened. Like it's some back to back, and it's not, and it don't even have to be me. It can just be like, people I know. You know what I'm saying? It's just going through like complete shit, and it's either that something might happen to me, you know, just like something small. You know what I'm saying? And then uh like 2 days, like a day later or the next day, something might happen to like somebody and you be like, well, damn, like that shit just keep on happening. It just be like you just begin it be Satan and the Lord just be tempting you and stuff like that, man. That's what that be. Like for these past couple of weeks, I wasn't able to go out, and my soul been burning to go out, and I can't hold back. And I'm like, man, I gotta go out this Wednesday. Like I don't give a fuck. like you know what I'm saying? Because I go out on Sundays. I don't go out on Saturdays. It was just more convenient for me just to be like, boom, boom. This type of schedule that I got is more convenient. But if I have to go out on a Wednesday, like I was thinking about going out tomorrow, but because of this other car situation with this other, it's always something like what I said that I'm just like, all right, I just, I'm gonna just go ahead and go out Wednesday morning. But man, it happens. Not every day can be perfect. Hey, um, this and I just did a lesson called free will. If I knew my car, I didn't know my car wasn't gonna start. You feel me? I didn't know when but it basically, it came all the lights on and stuff. So I was like, well, I don't want this bitch to keep on running any more juice just in case it is. So I just disconnected the battery. But let me go ahead and get to this. And then we just gonna go full fledged into this lesson because I do got some, I got some precepts and stuff that's pretty long. So, but I just want to show you what this devil been up to. All right, it's in my shorts. Where is it? 7 days. I forget which one I was about to show y'all. Oh yeah, here we go. I found it. All right. So look at. I'm gonna show y'all this. All right. Okay. So let me go to this. We have a major update about Venezuela and the United States strikes on Venezuela. Donald Trump just appeared on Fox News. He confirmed that, quote,
we're making that decision now as to who is going to lead Venezuela. We, as in the United States of America, that's according to the president. He confirmed that multiple U.S. soldiers were hit, although no one was killed. A helicopter was badly damaged, although they recovered it. He further said that, quote, something is going to have to be done with Mexico and the cartels in Mexico, seemingly suggesting that strikes on cartel members in Mexico could be next at some point. He also confirmed that Maduro and his wife are currently on a U.S. ship heading towards New York, where they'll face criminal charges. He said that this strike was delayed numerous times over the past several days. And according to ABC News, the strike was actually ready to go on Christmas Day, but it was delayed. In any event, you're going to see a lot of celebration from a lot of people in Venezuela and Venezuelans here in the United States about today. The reason why? Well, because Nicolas Maduro was a horrible dictator to his own people. The question.
And I mean, that's enough. So like, just see something. So like, you can obviously see that, you know, this Micah 2, you feel me, matches up with this devil. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, that's what DJ T been up to lately. And it's no fucking coincidence. You know, if you really, that's what they do. So he talking about Mexico. All right, he talking about Cuba. He talking about Colombia. He talking about taking over, man. That's what that's it's like, just keep taking, and the people starting to get tired of it. But this verse 3, Micah 2 and 3, it says, therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil. It says, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. I'm gonna read this in the NLT, then we're gonna go ahead and get into the rest of this sit down. Okay, which the title, I'll see what it is. Micah 2 and 1 in the NLT, it says, what sorrow awaits you who lie awake at night, thinking up evil plans. It says, you rise at dawn and hurry to carry them out. It says, simply because you have the power to do so. And that's what that devil do. Okay, that's exactly what he does. In fact, I'm going to play something. All right. That's can a leopard change the spots? Can't. You know. Hence why it's impossible for Esau Edom to be an Israelite. You just not. I can't wake up and be a Moabite or a so-called Chinese man. It just don't work like that. Do you love free? So I my bad. I was trying to see if they had something on the soft side. All right, so yeah. So verse 2, Micah 2 and 2, it says, when you want a piece of land, you find a way to seize it. When you want someone's house, you take it by fraud and violence. You cheat a man of his property. All right. And it says stealing his family's inheritance. All right. And they've been doing this to our people for the longest. All right. It says, but this is what the Lord Yahweh says, I will reward your evil with evil. You won't be able to pull your neck out of the noose, right? It says you will no longer walk around proudly, for it will be a terrible time. And it's going to be a terrible time for Esau coming anyway, because he has to go into captivity, and with you 2/3 niggas, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, you're gonna get caught up in this. You're gonna get caught up in trying to go out and trying to be on some trying to take your little weapons and trying to do some stuff. That ain't gonna do nothing, man. Esau can, you know, man, take out your whole fucking city. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a fight. You can't fight. All right. The only power that you have, is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. All right. So the we about to be getting into basically, if the devil rulership of the earth looks like what it is, we shouldn't want no part of it. All right. and we should know that we're still in under his rule. All right. So because you got to think about it, Job, I get it. Matter of fact, well, I'll go into it. Right. So let me go ahead. This is Isaiah chapter 65, verse 17. It says, Behold, it says, For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered nor come into mind. Okay. In the NLT, right? Isaiah 65 and 17, it says, Look, I am creating new heavens and a new earth, and no one will even think about the old ones anymore. All right. Nobody gonna be thinking about, because it's gonna be so beautiful and so extravagant. It's not gonna, it's gonna be uncomparable. You know. Matter of fact, this is Revelation 21:1 in the KJV. It says, And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. Okay, let me grab this as well. This is 2 Peter chapter 3 and verse 12. It says, Looking for and hastening. All right, hastening. All right, we like, please, like, come on, hurry. It says, Looking for and hastening until the coming of the day of the Most High, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness. All right, because what's down here is just straight up wickedness. All right, you got, it's too many moles out here. All right. You got Esau Edom with this CP, this child P word, you know what I'm saying, going around, going around, and a lot of it, a lot of it, a lot of it, man. And it's like, it's disgusting. It's all kinds of rings. They talking about this Minnesota thing, who knows what the fuck going on. But all these nations is coming here to uh uh get all the riches and stuff like that, but they starting to realize that this place not shit. All right. And they gonna, cause United States just a big ass bully, they just bullying everybody. So they moving proudly and boldly. And the scriptures talk about one that moves around with pride, you know. But anyway, this is second Peter 3:12 in the NLT. All right. It says, looking forward to the day of the Most High and hurrying it along. All right. And what's the process of hurrying it along? All right. Doing these videos. All right. Like, look, I wasn't able to go out and teach or preach this morning. That shit was a thorn in me. It still is. It's going to be a thorn in me all fucking day, you know, until I get that situation fixed. Right. But hey, man, it is what it is. I can't. It is what it is. I can't do nothing about it. What I can do though is make a lesson. I can still sit down. I can still do these sit downs and do my lessons and stuff like that. And then and the scriptures say be instant in season, out of season. So if you're not, my bad, y'all. It was a piece of thing. If you're not able to, um, you know, if you're not able to go out or whatever, let's say like you're not able to go out, try to find like another day that you might be able to go out. Or you be like, all right, if I'm not able to go out today, I can at least do a sit down. You feel me? Because a sit down, you could do a sit down for about forever. You feel me? You're not in the elements. You could do a sit down. You could do a sit down part one. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you got to go somewhere in a little bit. You'd be like, all right, I'll be back to finish the sit down part two, or whatever the case. Or you might be able to get through the whole sit down. But there should not be an excuse, because with this internet, what's going on is that this is spreading throughout the whole earth. All right, that's what the Lord got going on. All right, so it's touching everybody. So, going out on the highways and byways, yeah, that's very good to do. You know what I'm saying? And you should want to do that. You should want to go out there, be out there in the element. It might be cold as fuck. Who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? If it's real windy, sometimes you might not be able to be out there because shit gonna be blowing everywhere. You don't want to be in the eye of a tornado. You feel me? But it's just like, it is what it is, but it shouldn't be an excuse. That's why I was like, you're supposed to feel like you're supposed to go out there, do the work. All right. Because it says, but looking forward to a new heavens as he has promised. Hold on. It says hurrying it along. Salakia. All right. It says hurrying it along. All right. The coming of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Okay. So rather, if you going out there on the highways and byways, you know what I'm saying, once a week, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes maybe you got a bad month. It happens to brothers. Sometimes, you can't do shit at all. It's brothers just, sometimes you might get sick. Some brothers might be, fucked up. I mean, you still do the lessons. A brother still do his lessons, he might do his lesson like if he real sick, brother still try to do his lesson like, once, I say like 3 times off the week. You know what I'm saying? Just some quick ones and stuff like that. But there shouldn't be, there shouldn't be no excuse. I just don't see it. But it should but if you don't feel bad for when you're not able to go out, I think that you're probably not even a part of the elect or you can't be part of the hopeful elect, I would even think, because you shouldn't be like, oh, I don't have to go out, I'm happy. I think you got a demon on you if you think that, because when you go out to of course, main thing is to teach and preach this word, but then you also there to fellowship with the brothers. Right now I'm in an area where, I don't have no brothers or nothing like that. That I don't think that's in the area. Like what I say, I'm gonna have to hit up GMS Cleveland and see if they got some brothers up in the area where I'm at. uh, because where they camp at a little bit too far from my conditions that I got going on. So if they got somebody that's like over here or something like that, I ask if they got a brother that like to come camp uh once a week, or whatever, or if it can be on the phone. You know what I'm saying? But that's what this is about. All right. Anyway, it says 2 Peter 3:12 in the NLT. It says, looking forward to the day of the Most High, hurrying it along. It says, on that day, he will set the heavens on fire and the elements will melt away in the flames. But we are looking forward to the new heavens and the new earth. He has promised a world filled with the Most High's righteousness. All right, that's beautiful, man. I'd rather be there anytime, anytime. Let me get my next scripture. This is Luke chapter 4 and verse 5 in the KJV. It says, and the devil taking him up, right? This is when Satan, right, had tempted Yahweh Shai. It says, and the devil taking him up into the high mountain showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world into in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, all this power will I give thee, and the glory of them, for that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will give it. Right? So there you go. That's letting you know that, all right, Satan, all right, he got this side on like this carnal, all right, because anybody that's of this world is part of the wicked. All right. So anybody that want to have hand in hand with this world, they want, because to have hand in hand with this world, eventually what's coming up is the MOTB. All right. So if the MOTB coming up and you want to be a part of this world, that means you're gonna have to be a part of the system. That means you're gonna have to be a part of that little, he trying to get that dystopian society going on, right? So you want to go ahead and chip everybody, man. It's simple, right? And anybody that's telling you different is a false prophet. It's Romans 13:1. It says, let every soul, Romans 13:1. It says, let every soul be subject unto the higher powers, for there is no power but of the Most High. The powers that be are ordained of the Most High. All right. So there you go. All right. And Romans 13:1 in the NLT, it says, everyone must submit to the governing authorities, for all authority comes from the Most High. All right. So whoever in authority, we got to obey. All right. Just like how you got Trump in authority, right? We got DJT in authority, you know. So if he was to say, you know, we want the Americans to nobody to come out after 12 o'clock at night until 6 o'clock in the morning. You know, if you put a curfew out and the whole United States can't do it, well, you can't do it. You know, you gotta. That's what they want you to do. You know, because in a minute it will be curfews and stuff like that and tell you to get the fuck in, otherwise we're gonna blow your head off. You know, it says, for all authorities comes from the Most High, and those and those in positions of authority have been placed there by the Most High. So there you go. And that's why, you know, anybody that come up or so-called have a come up, it ain't because of, oh, nigga, I gotta come up, it was because of me. No, nigga, it's because the Most High brought you up. All right? Everybody that, all these elites and stuff like that, they got this that has a lot of power over the world, a lot of influence over the world, a lot of people that's behind these big companies that control a lot of the social media platforms like Oracle, and then they got all these data chips coming out for Nvidia, and they telling you that, hey, if you want to stay hip with society, you got to spend more on these chips because they're the fastest moving thing, and you can't be slow. So they trying to force they slowly but surely, you know, edging you closer and closer to taking that fucking MOTB, man. I'm telling you. All right, and it's gonna be some shit. It's gonna be some weird shit that pop off before that. All right, because it's already rumors of wars and stuff like that. All right. Let's go on to the next scripture. It's Job 9:24. It says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where who is he? Okay, that's plain, man. All right, look what he did to the picture of Yahweh Shai. Right? Let me get a quick image. You know, man, I wanted to go out today, man. Y'all just don't know. I was looking at lessons all last night. You know how that is, man. It's like I can't explain it. It's like you want to go to it's like you want to go to boxing practice. It's like you want to go to practice or something like that. It's like you want to go to like you've been training and stuff. That's how it feels like you feel like you feel like you let somebody down or something. You know, but then again you didn't because you doing the lesson. Hold on though. You know it ain't, you know, it's not of you. But you be like, man, I know I fucked up somewhere. You low key be blaming yourself. Hey, that's how it be in this thing, man. And people probably like, what the fuck is he talking about? Through, right? But this was Job 9:24, right? Because they say they cover up the faces of the judges thereof, right? If not, where and who is he? Who the fuck is this person? Right? Hopefully y'all can see that. Who the hell is that? Okay? They talking about that's the person that's supposed to come back and save everybody. Well, that's a damn lie, right? That's a lie. That's a lie. That's an Edomite. And Edomites don't have God uh 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 power. He don't have the power of the Most High. Esau Edom is not even a god. All right. So anyway, let me go to my next one. All right. So this is John chapter 10 and verse 10. It says, "The thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy." Right? And that's hey, it says, "I am come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly." Okay. It says, "I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep." That's what you're supposed to do, right? In the NLT, John 10 and 10, it says, "The thief purpose is to steal and to kill and destroy." Esau Edom has been doing that forever. Read Habakkuk, the second chapter, man. Just read the scriptures in general. Just look at history. Look at the things that he has done, the relics. Tapestries or the tapestries or tapestries. You know, look at that, man. Look at it. You gotta look at the real ones though. The real ones is they'll show you, but they be trying to whitewash shit, try to not let you know who it is for real, but they know who it is. The Lord lifting up that skirt, man. John 10 and 11, it says, "I am the good shepherd, and the good shepherd sacrifices his sheep for the sheep." Sacrifices his life for the sheep. Salakia. Job 20 and 4, it says, "Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth?" It says that the triumphant, all right, of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Okay, because look, you can't look. America is on its 250th birthday. Okay, that's usually the time when the empire falls. Okay, so we in the big 2026, right? It's already been hella things that's been happening, that's been going on. It's been like hella mass shootings already. It's 40 people that passed in Switzerland. It's then after that, you just had this war, this war, and then now he's saying that he gonna take over their country. It's like what? So it's so many things is going on. All right, this Revelation 12 and 12, it says, "Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time." All right, that's why, all these stores and stuff closing down, prices going up. They talking about they creating jobs. It's not no jobs. I ain't heard a motherfucker have a job in a long time. That's all I'm saying. I'm hearing motherfuckers being let go and not ever get a job again. I'm I'm hearing motherfuckers just go homeless. I'm hearing motherfuckers not can't even have babies. I'm hearing motherfuckers not even trying to be in a relationship with females no more, or men even or females trying to be with men anymore. The earth is polluted. The food is polluted. What I went ahead and did is I made my own. Look at this, man. 2 seconds since I'm right here. What I did was I had ended up learning how to make my own pita bread, man. Okay? I made this myself. All right? You still see it got the olive oil on it. All right? Extra virgin olive oil, right? I made this myself, man. All right? This is something that a woman supposed to know how to do. Why the fuck? You see what I'm saying? But we in the times where things is flipped upside down, man. It used to be when women used to like doing shit like, you know what I'm saying? Or stuff like that. Because I'll tell you this, it's better to have a skill that's like that at the end of these days when everything that you try to even eat you know, the fucking BlackRock control or whatever company be controlling, because everything that you got inside these supermarkets and every fucking aisle is corrupt and contaminated. So one of the best things you can try to do is try to get you some sugar, some salt, you know, some yeast, right? Some instant yeast or whatever the case may be, and go ahead and make you. So I made a whole loaf of bread. Matter of fact, I made so much I did double the recipe. I think I mentioned that in the old video. But point being, just saying that because you know it's a good skill to have, man. And when you at the end of these times, shit, you better know what the fuck you. It's a good skill to have to know how to make something that can fucking save your life. You know, motherfuckers don't know how to. I don't know a female to know how to make. I don't, man. I know a couple females know how to make bread and stuff, but when it comes to like sewing and all that, man, these females don't know how to do that, or you know, and it just be like, wow, you know, it surprises you. It's like half of them know how to bake, half of them don't. Half of them know how to sew, half of them don't. You know, men. Then with the men, only thing you see all day is niggas that got long ass hair, you know, looking like fucking females, which is one reason why I had to get away from this one demon. Right, the brother was on point. No, the brother was doing things on point, and then you just start being then just start the iniquity started to show. I had to get the fuck up out of there. I'm like, hey, brother, like, you know, I let them know what it was, and I had to get up out of there. You know, but you got these dudes that got these long hair, to be these niggas wearing bonnets, you know, and stuff like that. Like, what's going on, man? These niggas is out of touch. Niggas don't work out. You know what I'm saying? Look, man, when I was growing up, shit, man, when I even learned how to pick up a stick, I started learning how to cut grass. I started literally, I say around like 14. I started, you know, push-ups and stuff, 13, 14, doing push-ups. I've been working out, you know what I'm saying, trying to make sure I eat right. These people don't even eat right or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And not saying that, oh, just because you got the best health and stuff like that, meaning that, oh, you gonna make it to the end of this thing. I'm not even saying that, because if you don't have Yahweh Shem Shah, you ain't gonna make it the next 5 minutes in life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm just saying. You know, that's why you can never, like I was saying that I'm gonna go out Wednesday, but I gotta always say, you know, I rock to. You know, meaning like Lord willing, I'll be able to go out, because you know, the times is like this, and I'm, you know, problems be here and there. Sometimes I'll be having to help people with this. You know what I'm saying? It just, you know, shit is, you know, it's a lot of things going on. You know, so you gotta stay focused. Isaiah 33:6. You know, but yeah, man, a lot of things is out of course. You know, it's just the whole earth is just jacked up, man. You know, I seen Gilly the Kid go out. He had scooped some snow off the ground. We been knew snow was fake. You know, shit. You know, that's why he got. That's what going back to this Revelation 12:12. That's why Esau Edom doing everything that he can. All right, they already. I made the one video. I just took the video down. My bad, shaking the table so much, but uh, um, I just took the video down. I had it up for about 48 hours, right, and it was telling you it's a dude. It's a billionaire Amalekite telling you that the U.S. government needs to go ahead and control what goes on the media from every single user that has a media account, a social media account. Every single user, they are trying to silence everybody. You know, because it's like silence, shut the fuck up, no critical thinking, bow down, and pay us everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of people that ain't going with that, right? Anyway, this second Ezra chapter 9 and verse 1, it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And that's what you got right now. All right, all kinds of earthquakes and stuff. Right? Let's see what it says in the GNT. Second Esdras 9:1 in the GNT, it says he answered, consider all things very carefully when you see that some of the signs I have told you about have appeared. It says you will know that the time has come when the Most High, all right, it says God, Most High, will bring judgment on the world he has created. Okay. And then verse 3, it says there will be earthquakes, all right, national rebellions. It's a rebellion in every nation is going crazy right now, right? It says international intrigues, right? What's the next intrigue? What's intriguing the people? That MOTB. That's the next thing. A lot of people resisting that shit right now. That digital ID and shit. They gonna take it. It says unstable leaders, bruh. It says and confused rulers. It says when you see these things happening, it says you will know that they are what God Most High has spoken about since the beginning of creation, and we literally in them times, man. All right, this is Ephesians chapter 4, verse 11. It says, and he gave some apostles, right? Because these are you got different, everybody got their gift out here. All right, you got some brothers, just real good when it comes to the history of things. Everybody has, their different gift. All right. It says, and he gave some apostles and some prophets and some evangelists and some pastors and teachers for the perfecting of the saints. All right. It says, for the work of the ministry, for the edifying of the body of Hamashiach, till we all come in the unity of the faith. It says, and of the knowledge of the Son of the Most High, unto a perfect man, unto the measure of the stature of the fullness of Hamashiach Yahushua. All right, so all of this at the end of the day is to make you stronger. All the hell that you go through, all the bullshit, when you get sick, when you're going through shit with your woman, or if you're going through shit at work, if you're going through shit with your family, one day you able to be cool, one day, you'll be like, all right, you know what, today wasn't so bad. You really ain't hear nothing. Nobody never really said anything to you, because sometimes it be days that you'll be like, man, if I can just go to sleep, you know what I'm saying? I just want to go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like a lot of brothers, man, they work so fucking much, man. Man, you talk about a vacation, man. There's some brothers that won't see a vacation because of how many fucking kids they got. And with Keisha put their ass on child support, man, they'll never stop working, man. So many but say that in the scripture, man. It said that what did it say? So thy soul shall not the soul of thy foot shall not have rest, you know. So there you go. You know. Ephesians 4:12, it says, for the perfecting of the saints, for the work of the ministry, right? So let me go to this in the NLT. Ephesians 4:11 in the NLT, it says, now these are the gifts which Hamashiach gave to the church, the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, and the pastors and teachers. Their responsibility is to equip God's people, which are the Israelites, to do his work and build up the church, all right, the body of Hamashiach, okay, the third temple. See, they building a third temple and they don't know what the fuck they doing. This verse 13, it says, this will continue until we all come to such unity in our faith and knowledge of the Most High Son that we will be mature in the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, measuring up to the full and complete standard of Hamashiach Yahushua. All right, and we have to get to that, right to that perfecting. We have to be perfected. So we, everybody catching hell. Everybody catching hell. But people who don't have Yahweh Shem Yahushua, definitely, man, you can forget about it. Anyway, going to that word, perfect, right? Because in the KJV, Ephesians 4:13, it says, till we all come in the unity of the faith, right? It says and of the knowledge of the Son of the Most High, into a perfect man, into the measure of the stature of the fullness of Hamashiach. All right. It says unto a perfect man, right? When you look up that word perfect, right, in the Hebrew, well, in the Greek, Slaki in the Greek, G5, matter of fact, hold on. Yeah, G5046, it say teleos, right? Teleos. And what it means, uh, 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 brought to its end, finished. Okay, brought to its end. All right, when you see, this is something that Esau don't know. When you make a steak, all right, you gotta cook it all the way through where all the red gone. All right, ain't no blood in it, ain't no pink. All right, it gotta be done. All right, it ain't. You can't be feeding motherfuckers raw meat, man. Some heathen shit. All right. It says perfect. It says wanting nothing necessary to completeness. Full grown, adult, of full age, and spiritually. All right. It says mature, spiritually. Okay, mature. Of full age. All right, mature. Because you get mature in this thing. All right. When you first come in this thing, you know, you kind of like this. You know, it's like if you was young and you try to put on your dad's shoes. You know, unbalanced. But then you start to balance out, like a kid, and he got training wheels. Then eventually you don't need training wheels. Then eventually you could teach mugs you could teach your people how to how to how to ride the bike, right? Which is teach them this knowledge, truth, and understanding, right? It's Sirach chapter 2 and verse 5. It says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Okay. Daniel 7:18, it says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possesses the kingdom forever and ever, even forever and ever. All right. In the NLT, Daniel 7:18, it says, but in the end, the holy people of the Most High will be given the kingdom, and they will rule forever and ever. All right. This is Psalms chapter 149 and 5 in the KJV. It says, let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. It says, let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles and with fetters of iron. It says to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord Yahweh. All right. Psalms 149 and 5 in the NLT. All right. It says, let the faithful rejoice that he honors them. Let them sing for joy as they lie on their beds. Let the praises of the Most High be in their mouths, and a sharp sword in their hands, to execute vengeance on the nations and the punishment on the peoples. It says to bind their kings with shackles, and their leaders with iron chains. Okay, to execute the judgment written against them. This is the glorious privilege of the faithful ones. Praise the Lord. All right, so we are patiently waiting on this, because they did these all kinds of atrocities to our people. All right, constantly, day in and day out. So it's only like the scriptures say, recompense them that trouble you. You know, it's a righteous thing to recompense them that trouble you, meaning to pay back them that trouble you. It's like you get your ass whooped for no reason. Somebody just beating your ass. Somebody just giving you hell, whooping your ass, right? For fucking 10 years. 10 years this motherfucker been whooping your ass. So now it's your time to whoop their ass. And now they bitching and crying and act like, no, I don't want to get no, motherfucker. It's time for you to get your ass whooped. You know, you barely even you just raise your fucking hand and they shit on themselves. You know, man, you Edomites, man. I can't wait until the Lord Yahweh Shah come back and destroy you, motherfuckers, man. You know, this world gonna be better. You know, and that's what we getting into. All right. This is Psalms chapter 17, verse 13. If I get interrupted, I'll cut the video. I'm just letting y'all know right now. This is Psalms 17 and 13. It says, Arise. It says, O Lord, Yahweh, disappoint him. Cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is my sword, which is thy sword. It says all right, so there you go. From the wicked, which is thy sword. And he gonna use the wicked to take out you 2/3 niggas with them ICBM missiles and stuff. You know, you got them chariots, right? It says, which is thy sword from men, which are thy hand, O Lord Yahweh, from men of the world, which have their portion in this life. And see, so if you got your portion in this life, you're fucked. Meaning, if you got your riches and DG type living and shit like that, you're fucked. And whose belly thou fillest with thy head treasures, they are full of children, and leave the rest of their substance to their babes. It says, as for me, I will behold thy face. In righteousness, I shall be satisfied when I awake. When I awake in with thy likeness. Okay, and when you go to the word likeness in the Hebrew, H8544. Salakia, hold on. Damn, I don't even know what it said. I don't even know I've been live this long. It says something portioned. It says out as shaped. It says form, image, okay, likeness, representation. All right, so we want to be the same. We want to look exactly like Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, it says semblance. All right, the semblance. Okay, the likeness. Okay, and go to my next scripture. This is Romans 8:28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High, to them who are the called according to His purpose. For all right, so you're called according to His purpose. You're not called because you set yourself up. All right, and that's a proud motherfucker, man. I can't stand a motherfucker that's just a prideful motherfucker to say, I did this, I did that, and it's built off of lies, you know. Verse 29 says, and that's why Esau, Edom, Esau, Edom turned against himself. Right? It says that, man. It says, how can two walk together unless they be agreed, right? It's Romans 8:29. It says, for whom he did foreknow, it says he also did predestinate to be conformed to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. Okay, this is Colossians chapter 1 verse 12. It says, giving thanks unto the Father, which hath made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light. It says, who have delivered us from the power of darkness and have translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins, who is the image of the invisible power, the firstborn of every creature. All right, Yahweh Shai. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 22. It says, as for the mysteries of the Most High, they knew them not. And you got these monks and shit walking around looking crazy and shit. Hold on, man. I might have to show y'all something funny right quick. But they've been talking about the monks walking around and shit, right? Now I ain't seen them. I haven't seen them, but this when I first heard it, I'm gonna show you what it reminded me of. Cause I made a video, right? Because and that's what they used to do back then. You remember they used to in the time of Daniel. If you read the book of Daniel, used to have like different. They used to have magicians and different people who be looking into the stars and constellations and all this other stuff. And uh, uh, the king at the time wanted to know the visions that he was receiving from the dreams, and they ain't know. All right, of course they ain't know. They, but anyway, this is what that remind me of, man. See what I'm saying? Goofy shit. Cause I heard they was on the freeway. Now this not them. This just some goofy ass Jake, some folly ass shit, right? Some silly shit. But still though, it's just showing you that people clowning these people, because these motherfuckers ain't no prophets, man. All right, if they was prophets, they'd be telling you exactly what I'm telling you now. All right, so Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and verse 22. As for the mysteries of the Most High, they knew them not. Neither hope they for the wages of righteousness, nor discern they reward the blameless souls. For the Most High created man to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. That's a beautiful scripture. This is 1 John 3 and 1. It says, behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of the Most High. Therefore, the world knoweth us not. It says, because it knew him not. And there you go, because they believe in Jesus. They don't believe in Yahushua. Believe now are we the sons of the Most High, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. It says, and every man that hath his hope in him purifieth himself, even as he is pure. You got it. Yeah, see, there you go. You gotta have hope, faith. Now, I just did a video. Young man was talking about, oh, I don't have no faith, and what I mean, like he it's like he created his own like he limited himself. What the fuck is you talking about? Nigga, you limited. Nigga, this 1 John 3 and 1 in the NLT. It says, see how very much our Father loves us. It says, for he calls us children, and that is what we are. But the people who belong to this world don't recognize that we are God's children because they don't know him. Dear friends, we are already the Most High's children, but he has not yet shown us what we will be like when Hamashiach appears. It says, but we do know that we will be like him, for we will see him as he really is. All right. It says, and all who have his eager expectation will keep themselves pure just as he is pure. All right. So there you go. All right. This is Romans chapter 9, verse 8. It says, that is, they which are the children of the flesh, these are not the children of the Most High, but the children of the promises. I mean, the children of the promise are counted for the seed. All right, not because they'd be like, oh, but Abraham, they try to do that. It's only Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay. Anyway, this is Hebrews chapter 11, verse 13. It says, these all died in faith. It says, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. You got to confess that and humble yourself. It says, for they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. All right. And that's the kingdom of heaven. It's my last scripture. This is Proverbs 29:2. It says, "When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn." All right. And like what I said, Lord willing, I'm gonna be able to go ahead and go out on Wednesday, since I can have somebody give me a ride down there, or I might have my car situation already, good by then. But usually around that time on Wednesday, I can just be like, "Hey man, you got me, whatever, pick me up like in an hour or two." They be like, "Yeah." So Lord willing, man, y'all see me Wednesday morning, but y'all definitely gonna see me sooner than Wednesday, because I'll be doing some videos. So with that, give all praises, all honor, all glory to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem Krakodash. All right. And keep pushing, man. No matter what happened, like even like with my incident, I wasn't able to go to camp. It's you know, it pisses you off. It should piss you off. You know what I'm saying? But weather and stuff like that, you're going to do so much. Plus the scriptures even say don't try to be over righteous. But always push, try to always find a way how to try to do a lesson, or, find your way busy in this truth. So Lord willing, this was edifying. Until next time, shalom.